Meanwhile, India has yet again given a green signal to vaccine producers within the country to resume the export of COVID-19 vaccines to other nations around the world. The Serum Institute of India is all set to send 1 million Covishield doses to our neighbouring nations such as Nepal, Myanmar and Bangladesh. The Pune-based pharma giant has been allowed to supply bulk vaccines to AstraZeneca and the United Kingdom as well, and this export is due to a contractual obligation with the London-based firm. Meanwhile, Bharat Biotech will also be providing Iran with nearly about 1 million doses of Covaxin. The export of vaccines was temporarily halted when the deadly second wave of the pandemic had devastated India. But now the pace of infections and also deaths in the country, that is India, has slowed down considerably, and by many accounts, India's COVID wave is on the wane. In the last 24 hours, the country has reported just a little over 21,000 new cases of infections and just about 271 deaths. And also the per month average has also come down pretty drastically. Nearly about 220 million doses of Covishield vaccines are being produced in the country. Bharat Biotech is producing nearly 30 million doses of Covaxin every month and is on its way to ramping up to 50 million doses of vaccines. So India is of course all set to resume working for its Vaccine Maitri program yet again. Now remember, India has always prioritized the demands for vaccine of its own citizens first. But the Prime Minister has of course called for helping India's allies to cope with the pandemic. Now India has been one of the biggest pharma producers in the world. It produces the highest number of vaccines anywhere in the world, which is why there is growing pressure and also demands from other nations such as the United States and even the United Nations for India to get back to exporting vaccines. Serum Institute is the world's largest vaccine manufacturer by doses, and it produces a low-cost Oxford AstraZeneca shot, which is seen as a bit of a lifeline for developing and underdeveloped nations. And therefore, India's ban had been particularly devastating for the poorer nations who could not afford the more expensive vaccines. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.